Alright, update the first of Sequelathon. I literally just got done with Witchathon yesterday and I went hard on those vlogs, and there's nearly an hour and a half worth of footage between the three. So I am not going to do anything nearly that in-depth for Sequelathon because I'm just gonna burn myself out. So instead I'm gonna do one a day, usually in the evening, so be prepared for PJs and poor lighting. I am going to give an update on where I am. I've got it more or less mapped out in my head how much I need to go. So I started with Price of Valor by Django Wexler. This is the book that I've been putting off the longest. I've got about 150 pages today. I'm giving myself about 4 days to read this. If I've done my math correctly, 4 days to read this one, 4 days to read the other 500-page one, and then 2 days to read the shorter ebook. That's my hope right now. These first pages were fairly easy, mostly because I started this book before. I did get past the point where I stopped last time, though, so I am in new territory, and I don't know how fast or how slow I'll go because of that moving forward, but we're doing well. I can definitely tell that I've been putting this off the longest because there's a lot of names that I vaguely remember, and a lot of instances of, oh, when this character died, or this big thing, and I'm like, I think I remember what that's supposed to be. It'll probably come to me the more as I read, but I do love the world, and I am genuinely excited to read, and the 150 pages came pretty quick. Like, I didn't even notice time passing a lot of the time, and I'd look up and I'd already be, past my 20-minute timer because I was just so engrossed in it. So I'm hoping that I can hold out, that I'm not going to get, I'm not going to back out again from being a pansy and not wanting all the bad things to happen. So I will check in with you again tomorrow. Day 2 of Sequelathon in more crappy lighting. I am currently at the halfway point. I'm remembering how much I love this series. I am expecting this twist. I am hoping for a specific twist. This is the third in the series, and a lot has happened. We're talking many, many months of plot. But there is one character that lost his sister, his 4-year-old sister, when their family house caught fire. He wasn't home, but no bodies were ever discovered. They were just lost. There's a female character who has very little, if no, memories from her early childhood. So I need there to be a shocking realization and a tearful reunion by the end of the series. Now, I think there's at least 5 books out, and this is number 3, and I will probably make this a priority this year just to get to that point because I love the idea of that being a thing. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not quite halfway, actually, now that I think about it, a little tiny bit shy. But there's a lot of action scenes. It's picking up. I am looking forward to having this done by Sunday. It is currently Friday night, but I have done my reading for today. I might push a little bit to get ahead just so I'm in a good place. But I'm already probably going to be looking into getting the next one in this series. Really, I wish more people would have this. It's so good. But yes, I will check in with you again tomorrow. I really hope you can't hear that. But if you can, just ignore it. This is actually day 4 of the Sequelathon. I skipped it because yesterday I was caught up with the wrestling show that I worked the merch table for. You know what? Yeah. You want to see a little bit? I'll put it right here. Weird, right? But so that took up my time. However, I was still reading throughout the entire thing. I got 150 more or less read yesterday, and today I finished the book. I'm really happy. I'm really excited to get the next one. Still holding out for that sudden tear-felt family reunion. It's not there yet. Because this is fairly large-ish, I decided that I didn't necessarily want to jump into my other really big one just yet. Instead, I'm probably going to work on the ebook by Lindsay Broker, because I usually know that I can finish that, and that one I'm going to afford 2 days for, because they're shorter, maybe even 1 day depending on how much it grips me, and then another 4 days for the 500-page book. And this should more or less work out if I've got it all that way. And I'm hoping that I can do it. It's already been less stressful than the Witchathon was. So maybe I'll try to find more readathons like this, or else double up on other readathons so that I'm reading maybe fewer books, but books that I'm more interested in, versus stuffing random Harlequin romances in, just to get the book count up. But beyond that, we're still doing well. All right, it is March 25th, day 5 of the Sequelathon, that thing, and I have finished another book, Star Seers by Lindsay Broker. I knew this wasn't going to take me very long. It's only about 220 pages, and a lot of that pages is straight action, a lot of firefights and, spaceships and that kind of thing. So I did not expect it to take me that long, although I had kind of in my head budgeted 2 days for it. So I'm a day ahead now. So I have 5 days to read Eagle and Empire by Alan Smale. This is actually technically shorter than the other book, the first book I read for this, but I'm trying to look through without actually looking at the words so I don't spoil myself. 504. So this is about exactly 500 pages, whereas the other one was 630 some, but that was a mass market paperback. So this one might take me a little bit longer to get through each of the pages, but 500 pages, 5 days, 100 pages a day, the math pretty well works out. And I'm really excited for this one because I love the idea of the conflict, and I can't tell you what it is because it's based on a big plot reveal from the second book, but I love it. I love the setup for this one. And I will be happy to have finished a series this year. I'm actually going to get the next book in the Shadow Campaign series to read eventually, so I can finish that series this year. Because I really want to actually work on finishing the series that I know I like. Still going to DNF fairly easily, but I'm definitely going to put more effort into not forgetting the series that I don't mentally think, oh, I'm DNFing. So unless I actually think I am DNFing this, I want to continue with the series, if that makes sense. I have a tendency to just read this book, be like, oh, it's the first in a series, and then put it down and never think about it again. So I'm making a list. And here's hoping that there's going to be more Sequelathons in the future to help me keep up with that. Are you getting tired of the yellowish lighting yet? I pray for the day that I get a ring light. But anyway, it is March 26th, the 6th day of Sequelathon, and I am very quickly coming to realize how much I enjoy setting out a pace for myself, saying, all right, I'm going to read this number of pages on this day and this number of pages on this day, and I will finish this book in this amount of time. It actually has done wonders for the fact that I don't always feel like, oh, I should be reading. I can reach that limit and be done. And so that's what I've been doing with Eagle and Empire. This is 500 pages. I've done my 100 for the day, and so now I get to have the rest of the day to myself because I know that 100 pages a day I will have this done. It is a little bit slower read than I was hoping, only because this is an alternate history, but it still has a lot of the words. So not only am I dealing with trying to figure out where in North America they are, because they're not using terms that we know because it's a different history, but I also still have all of the Roman terms to remember. So it's a little bit slow in picking it up. A lot of the descriptions I have to read twice. But I'm 100 pages in. I'm going well. And I think I'm probably going to keep this up moving forward. Whenever I need to read a book, I'll be like, okay, X number of pages on this day. It's going well for me so far. All right. Another 100 pages. And here's the problem with being a mood reader. I have read so many books lately that had really high stakes, like people on the verge of dying or actually dying and high action, and I usually love it. But because I've been reading so much of it, I'm like just growing weary of being afraid of characters going to die. And seeing as this is a literal war going on in this book, it's just a lot of death / fear of death. And even though I can be reasonably sure certain characters have the plot immunity to survive, there's precious few of them that actually do. So I'm kind of struggling at the moment. But I am 200 pages in. I just remembered that I don't have work this Friday, so if I was really feeling it, I could pull out 200 pages in that day, finish the book on Saturday, and be done. Actually, no, I could finish it on Friday. Feels really good. But, so yeah, still going through, but I really feel like I need to pull back and do something a little bit more light after this. So I might have messed up in a couple different ways. The first being that today is actually Friday, March 29th. I totally forgot to record on Thursday. I did not even enter my brain until I started putting together the vlog today, and I realized, hey, I'm missing a clip. So it was another 100 pages, just like today. I thought about finishing it today and having 2 days off, but being a mood reader, it's kind of an issue where I'm just getting so sick of all of the doom and gloom and all of the battles. I do love everything I've read, and I love authors that aren't afraid to kill off major characters to keep the tensions high. The problem is that I've been reading a lot of books with really high tension and really big stakes, and I think it was like the last book I read that didn't have that was like the Harley Quinn romance I read for the Witchathon, and I wasn't even really into that one all that much. Like the last couple of like nice like lower tension books I didn't like. So it's been a while since I've read a lower tension book that I actually enjoyed. So I started one of the mid-grade books that I recently hauled. If you watched that haul that just came out like shortly before this one, I started reading The Key to Extraordinary by Natalie Lloyd, and it is that mid-grade kind of charming fantasy, and I really like it. It's very quirky, it's very placey, and it's adorable. So this is probably I'm probably gonna be like reading these things side by side, which is funny because if you look at my Goodreads currently reading, it looks like a middle-aged man is sharing the account with his 10-year-old daughter. But I like the mental break of not having to worry about horrible battles being fought. So my hope is either Saturday or Sunday to finish this one. I do have another wrestling show to go to tomorrow. I may carry one of these in my purse, if not both, and just turn my purse into a book bag to do some reading before the show. I usually have a lot of time to hang out there. Maybe. I do really want to finish both of these books though, because I love the idea of reading 15 books in a month. That would be my record so far, and I like that idea. So here's hoping that I can get through all this. Totally different setup. We just got home from the wrestling show. I think I've read about 30 pages today and didn't really get more than that. I was going to read more before the show, but then I just got started talking to people and I had a ton of fun and maybe made some new friends and all of that. So didn't really read much, although I did have some friends that were using my books as props to look uninterested when they were bored. So I'm going to do a lot of reading tomorrow, hopefully. Maybe get both of them done if I'm really on top of it. I have less than 100 pages in Clash of Eagles, or Eagle and Empire, so that should be done within an hour. And the other book I should probably be able to finish in an hour or two. So I'm thinking I can get this done. I don't have too much to do, so I'm not too upset that I didn't get it done today. But I am very happy that it's actually 11 days. It is the last day of, I almost said Witchathon, Sequelathon, and I have done it. I finished my big giant one. It wasn't that hard, actually. I had less than 70, well, no, more than 70 pages, less than 80 pages left to go in this. I loved it. I was surprised by how bittersweet it felt. I'm thinking through, and it's been a while since I finished any series. I haven't been reading like 8, 9, 10 books a month since I first started BookTube. So it's been a while since I've read enough to really get through a lot of series. But I'm really happy I got this done. I also got this read today. So I'm feeling really good. I read 15 books this month as the result of 2 readathons. This month wrap up is going to be, it's going to be. But I'm really happy. I'm also making a note to get more into reading series and actually finishing them. I actually went and bought, ordered a used library copy of Guns of the Empire, which is the final installment in the Shadow Campaign series, although I do believe there's like dovetail series so I could continue on with it. I'm really happy I did this. I'm really happy I did 2 readathons in 1 month. That being said, it is probably going to be a bit before I do another readathon. I'm not going to be one of those booktubers that's like doing 1 a month. I like only doing them occasionally. But thank you so much for watching this. Thank you to everyone who's been commenting and telling me what they've been reading or been cheering me on Twitter for this. It's been an insane month, but it's a new record for me. 15 books in a month, something I've never done before. Not since my middle school days anyway. So I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.